Hi everyone, Angie Blackman, Keller Williams, Tampa Properties. I have some new market statistics and updates for you. One of the things I've seen this week a lot is headlines that are saying, oh, sales have gone down. And I started looking deeper into that because it didn't make sense to me in my experience. And what I found is that most of these articles were talking about some national statistics. Now, of course, in places, especially where they've deemed real estate non-essential, yes, of course, they've seen housing sales go down. Sometimes people correlate sales going down for prices going down. There's no direct correlation, especially in Florida, with that. So I dug a little bit deeper, and here's what I found. I've got a local, graphic for our local area for Pinellas, Pasco, and Hillsborough. And what it says is we had 820 active listings, 1,116 pending, and 1,039 sold the week of April 13th through the 19th. It's very consistent. It's been this way the entire time through this pandemic thus far. Now, what I have noticed is we have an inverted number with active listings versus what's going pending. That is going to be eventually, well, it's already an issue because we already have a very low supply on the market. So what I feel like may be happening is some sellers are concerned that there's a problem with the market, that the buyer demand has gone down, which is just obviously just not the case. So it's creating even more restrictions. So could we see sales, the number of sales go down? Yes, absolutely. We could see that if this trend continues. If we don't have enough listings to sell, eventually the sales numbers are going to go down. However, because the buyer demand is still high and buyers see, they've got low interest rates, their buying power is very good, especially in the Tampa Bay area. Again, food, clothing, and shelter, it's a must-have. So we are going to be watching this number very carefully. The other thing, if we do expect a slowdown in the number, I'm very confident at this point it's not going to be a slowdown or decrease in the sales prices. Here's what we have in the market report for March. Prices went up 7.4% for the month of March, year over year from 2019. The number of homes sold went up 6.4%. And that just shows a really strong market. So eventually, yes, are we going to expect some of this recession to affect the housing market? It very well could. We don't have that crystal ball. However, what we do know is that Tampa is in a very strong position to actually help this market recover quickly. And I believe that we have much more of an opportunity to do that here. Now, on a personal level, I had a closing, just to give you an example, I had a closing last Friday with a first-time homebuyer couple expecting a new baby. And that was super exciting. I have 3 more under contract right now. 1 listing and 2 buyers, and I have a new listing coming up next week. So again, the market is very active, it's very robust. There are people still here that have to buy and have to sell. So give me a call if you want more information or you have anything to add, feel free. So the next topic I have is regarding forbearance and, a lot of the deferral programs that were, that are starting to come about with regard to both mortgages and rent. My experience during 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, where we had, such an abundance of foreclosures and a lot of, unemployment and so forth, was a very difficult time. And, unfortunately, I think there was a learning curve for everyone that created some really big hardships for people. Now, one of the good things that I've seen come out of this is immediately FHA, VA, Fannie, and Freddie, which all hold about 80-85% of the market mortgages in the United States, have come out with different right away, to let people know that if you have a mortgage and you feel, you've been affected by the COVID-19 shutdowns, you are, ready. They're ready and willing to talk to you about forbearance. It's great news for those who need it. Same thing, I've seen, a lot of landlords offer different programs to help people, not go straight into evictions because they couldn't pay 1 or 2 months rent. So these are wonderful things. The thing I would caution you on is this is not free money. Forbearance does not mean forgiveness, and it could very well affect your credit for the next year or two. Examples would be, just because, again, FHA came out and said that they will give you a 3-month forbearance and it won't affect your credit score. However, if you go to try to apply for a loan, it could very well be an underwriting requirement to prove that you paid 12 months worth of mortgage payments on time. Does that make sense? So call me again if you want more information. I just caution you, do not use forbearance and deferral programs as a financial vacation. That's not what they're for. They're for survival only, and there could be credit ramifications in the future. So just keep that in mind. If you need to use those programs, they are there. I'm happy to tell you and connect you with more resources on how to apply for those things, and what you should look for with regard to what kind of repayment terms they want, all those kind of things. So, and lastly, I welcome very much, please post below any of your thoughts, ideas, or questions. Other professionals, I love to be able to collaborate and share ideas. Of course, this pandemic, nobody has all the answers, and the more we share about what's going on in our respective areas, the better, I believe. And I look forward to your comments below. Thanks, peace, love, health, and happiness to your families. Take care, guys.